What's up, guys?
Oh
No,
man, that intro gets me every time, bro.
I know. It's funny because I think we both clicked the intro, so I know the first few seconds is gonna be just us like this.
No, I didn't click it, man. That was I don't know. That was
Then
funny.
then maybe I clicked it 3 times or something. I don't know. But man, we made it. There was some technical difficulties. That's why it took us a little longer. I couldn't hear anything. We thought it was Oscar, but it was actually me. Of course, it was my stuff. My stuff's always messing up. So super apologies about that. We made it. We're here.
Let's start off with creating a GoFundMe for Joseph on his new laptop.
Bro, please do. Please do. I would be forever grateful. And you guys might get some better content, so it might be beneficial. It's investing in yourselves. No, I'm just teasing. But good morning, everybody. Super happy to be here. I see Sean Baxter, the one
What's up,
and
Sean?
only Martha Wright. What's up,
Hey,
Martha?
Martha.
Tiffany Johnson.
Tiffany.
Oh my goodness. What's up? There's that GoFundMe. I love it. I love it. Good to have you guys. Good to have y'all. Man, so it's been yet another crazy week. Another
Absolutely.
crazy week.
Glad
Oh
to
my
see some of
goodness.
these returning people here, like Sean, Martha, and Tiffany. Tiffany, we're still taking you up on that on that Cracker Barrel. So whenever we head that direction, we're hitting you up. Ione would really appreciate it.
Yeah, actually, we were looking at a property in Virginia not that long ago, and a
Mhm.
whole bunch in the Carolinas. So it's in that general direction.
Yeah.
Stay
And
tuned. It might be happening sooner than you think.
yeah, exactly. And Sean, are you driving right now? Man, this guy, ever since we've met this guy, I don't think I've ever seen him without him actually not driving his truck.
No, there was one time. There was
Was
one
there?
time. Yeah, but he was driving it in the beginning of the call and then eventually made it to his house. Let's go, man. We got two suggestions. There we go. Utah.
Utah coming
I
through.
actually like Utah.
I've never been.
Beautiful.
Actually, I've been wanting to go.
It's
So
beautiful out there. It really is.
nice. Maybe we'll get in Sean's truck when we're out there, and he can show us around in the legendary truck.
Let's go. That's awesome, man. So I guess let's start off with how we started the week off.
Mhm.
On Monday, we started our day with a seller call.
Oh my gosh. What a seller call. I mean,
Yeah.
let me just I'll just start with this and you can go off and give them a little more context if you want, but we didn't expect the call to be maybe 20, 30 minutes long. And, okay, cool, we'll be in and out, we'll be done, whatever. Joseph, how long was that call, bro?
It was an hour and a half. An hour and a half. Dude, it totally threw off my entire day with that. I mean, you saw the aftermath. You know, there was no everything in my day for that had to get pushed back an hour. So it just totally threw me off of everything I had planned. I was on a totally different side of town because we had to go do some errands early in the morning.
Mhm.
So for the rest of the day, I was just calling an audible the whole time. So I was doing everything from either my phone or I had to go. We stop at KJ's mom's house or the in laws to go and to do all the work. And then for the live later that evening, I was either gonna have to do it on the car in the car or go do something because I only had my laptop. I didn't have KJ's laptop. There was no way I was gonna make it through one of these without hers. So but we made it. We made it. That's what's
Exactly.
important. And
Exactly.
I feel like it was a rather successful day. Got a lot accomplished.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
in that call was I learned some things. I
Mhm.
learned some things in that call. Um, Specifically about some of the specific rules and regulations for some of these HUD loans and what they expect while you're, operating a business that has a HUD loan. They definitely are much more involved than I thought they were. But it was cool. It was cool. It was a good
Yeah.
conversation.
And just to kind of give you guys a little bit more context, that call was a direct to seller call.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody brought one lead to me, and it ended up turning into like, excuse me, so sorry. It ended up turning into like 3 multifamily leads and a handful of single family slash small multifamilies.
Mm-hmm.
So those multifamilies that he brought, I don't know that they're going to end up working out. I think the seller wants a little bit too much. Well, actually, let me paint the picture a little differently. There's there's 2 specifically for sale right now. One maybe in the future, but not right now. The 2 for sale right now, the seller has partners on one, and on the other, he doesn't have any partners. The one with partners, they're not necessarily open to seller financing, but we could get them their price if they wanted to do seller financing. Problem is, they would have to hold very long, like 30 years. 30 years. They'd have to hold that note. But we could make the deal work. Um, Otherwise, we're gonna have to just stick with our lowball cash offer. We're just and I say lowball, not meaning that we're lowballing them, but it in their eyes that's what it is. They want to get their specific cash price, and we're just not there. There's no way we can make that work. And actually, Oscar, I was working on that one last night with the insurance findings that Ione had found, and it totally almost destroys the deal. So the last offer that we gave them is the best that we could do.
Mm-hmm.
Is absolutely the best. So I gave them that feedback yesterday. Told them that we're actually going to be. This is the only offer that we're going to follow through on. Is only this cash offer. We can't do any of the other ones. It doesn't work. We found some findings that killed the deal. So we'll see what happens there with that one. The other one, he's willing to do creative. He's willing to do whatever we can do to make the deal work. The problem is the deal just doesn't work. We're just so far off on what he wants to get versus what we can actually do. He's willing to let us sub to the mortgage, but that mortgage is not supporting the property right now. It's not the property is not supporting the mortgage. There you go.
Yep.
So unless we buy at like 3 million, he's asking 10. There's no way we can make that work. So it's super unfortunate because he's like, I'm totally willing to do whatever we can do, but I just don't see any way we can make that one work, especially with the hikes in insurance. Like I haven't even really dove deep into that, but what I expected the other one was double of what I expected it to be. Like I was budgeting 200. We found out that it's actually going to be more like 400. So
Yep.
Assuming the same scenario on the other one, there's no way. There's no way it's going to work. So I let them know that we're just going to have to pass on this one. It's not making sense. It breaks my heart because I was working on that for like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that. So all that work and effort to just not come to fruition, it's definitely draining a little bit sometimes. But you know what? It's just one more no closer to that deal that's going to be a rock star.
Exactly. 100%. And you know what? That's kind of goes back to some of the frustrations that you go through in multifamily, or challenges, I would say, not really frustrations, but challenges, because you do have to like follow up with some of these, some of your leads that you're going through, some of the brokers that you're talking to. Follow up is always the key here. Is consistency. Maybe now the deal may not make sense for Joseph and I, but maybe a few months from now, maybe let's say they list it and they're still getting this around the same offers or lower than what we were, initially putting in. And then they come back and say, hey, that offer, would you guys still want to be, would you still be interested in putting that offer that you guys submitted earlier? Granted, the numbers will change and things like that, but at least you have that relationship built where they're like, okay, they come back to you, or you go back to them and follow up a few weeks later or months later, and then do it again, see what happens, and it's a follow-up game, right? I think we preached this before, but the first deal we did, or the deal that we did in Tennessee, it was on the market for 8 months, right? So you just imagine how stressful, or the emotional roller coaster ride that seller must have gone through other people, whether they submitted offers or not. It's draining on them. They needed to do something with it, and it just takes time sometimes for the sellers to come down from, I don't know, to reality, come back down to reality,
Mm-hmm.
to finally figure out, okay, well then, this is what the market is demanding. This is what the market is doing. So, so it's a follow-up game. Definitely got to follow up. And that's been true for us. Every single deal that we've done, we just got to follow up.
Yep. And I'm glad you brought that up, because that's exactly the strategy that I told the person that brought us the deal. I said, this is what we're going to do. This is our offer. It's the best we can do. I know he's going to tell us no because he wants to put it on. His partners want to put it on the MLS. So that's okay. Let him do it. We'll give him our offer and we'll keep following up with him. So that's exactly what I told him we would do. And I do believe that's the exact same thing that's going to happen, because there was another person that put an offer on that property, and we know for a fact that we're $2 million above their offer with our lowest offer.
Mm-hmm.
So we're already in a good spot. You know what I mean? There's already somebody else that's put an offer in, and we're already higher than them, and it still works for us.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be the play, and we'll just have to stay in their ear, see what happens.
Exactly. Yep.
Let's see what else. Oh, I know what else happened this week, but I don't want to skip anything. Hang on. I did a YouTube video this week about property management. If you haven't watched that, it's definitely a good one. I went in depth about some questions you might want to ask your property managers when doing the interviewing, what you should expect, things to look out for, things like that. Let's see. Doing some single family stuff. Had our team meetings. Another business stuff. Let's see. All right, now we're to it. We also had a fire call this week with somebody in the community, with Carrie Young. Guys, fire call. This woman knows so much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So much stuff. And she might even be in here in the chat for all we know. She's always showing up, guys, and she is a rock star. She knows a lot. Yeah. So I definitely think, well, I know for sure that we're going to be having her come on one of these lives that we do, either a Monday night live or a Friday Zoom. Just depends what works best for the schedule, and have her come on and talk about asset management. And potentially could be a whole series in itself where we just have a bunch of people come on and talk about how they do asset management, because everybody does things differently. Mm-hmm. So I definitely think that would be some huge value for you guys, because we got so much value off of that call. And man, she gave us so much of her time, and thank you so much, Carrie. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%. Can't say enough good stuff about Carrie. She gave us so much, like Joseph said, so much time, so much value. Man, amazing person. So thank you, Carrie.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Okay, the next thing. We've been proceeding forward as planned with the property we're under contract. So that one's, we haven't been talking about it much, but it's still in motion. We're just going through all of the steps right now. We don't want to go too in depth because it is something we're currently still working on. But for those that have been watching, it is still going on. We're still pursuing it, still moving forward. Planning to close around, you said mid-May, I believe. Mm-hmm. So about 2 months from now. So stay tuned for that. As soon as it's closed, we'll be able to give out a little bit more information on it. What else? Oh, Oscar, we had finished some of those things that we said we've been working on. So a couple of them is we've got the paid part, the VIP. We got that platform up and running, so that's fully operational for anybody that's looking to be a part of that. That is ready to go. Just let us know. We have the Zoom Vault for the free stuff. That is reamped and will be released after this call. We're going to make a Facebook post in the group to how to access that and go and create your account. It's free. Lots of good stuff in there. That will also be where all the recordings go for the new series, the multifamily A to C. They're in that vault. So that will be how you access the recordings from now on. It won't be through the featured tab anymore. It'll be through that. But we'll probably feature that post that says how you can create your account. There was another thing. Oh, the form that I had mentioned on Monday about the suggestions, topic suggestions. We'll also make a post about that. That's completed. That's finished and ready to go. So that will be released today. I look forward to hearing all y'all's feedback and suggestions and things like that. We're super excited. What else? I feel like, man, I feel like that was a lot.
Yeah, no, it was a lot. Those were hours on hours that we were staying up at night.
Yeah. Man, I mean, just here's a little behind the scenes for you guys. We had basically already finished the VIP stuff and all of that. But then we wanted to make one little change. And that little change forced us to have to go back and kind of restructure all of it to make it different. So, oh man, what a mess. But we got it done. And I think you guys will like it. It's easy to digest, and I don't know if you want to go over that last little change we added, or maybe we keep that for just the VIPs.
You'll keep it for the VIPs.
I think so too. Okay.
Yep.
Good call. So yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
I see Philip in the side chat, guys.
Yo, what's up,
My
Philip?
boy. He submitted 2 LOIs on some multifamily properties. Hell yeah, Philip. Way to go, bro.
We need like a soundboard or something, Joseph, where a bell goes off. Yeah, exactly. The sirens or something, dude.
Bro, I'll be your soundboard. No, I wish, man. You know what? I'll figure something out.
Nice.
Look, I could play a little background music.
No, don't do that. We're gonna get copyrighted.
Well, it's the there you go.
That's for you, Philip.
Y'all don't like that one? You want a little dance pop? Hang on, it's loaded. That was it? Oh, there you go. No, I'm just teasing. But yeah, some soundboard. That would be cool, man. That would be awesome. Let's see. Oh, I see Max wishing you the best on your LOIs.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Sean's calling me out. Yeah, you're right, though. You're right. I do all this stuff, and I am the integrator and all, but I'm not a fan of technology. I never was. I never really did social media before, just because I didn't care to learn how to do it. But now I kind of have to, because it's our business. So
Joseph says he's an integrator, but he's kind of not an integrator. He's like in transition to becoming a visionary.
That's kind of what it feels like sometimes, man. It really does. I don't even know what. I'm like a hybrid mutant over here.
He is.
Even when I took the test, I was 50-50, I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't ever really one or the other. It was just KJ was so strong in the visionary. I was like, fuck it, I'll just be the integrator.
Joseph self-qualified himself to be an integrator.
Sometimes that's how it works, man. When you're operating with what you got, you kind of just have to fill in where you get in, or get in where you fit in. Sometimes there's shoes that need to be filled in your business, and you just have to do it. Either you go out and do it yourself, or you hire someone. And that's just the reality of it. It's not.
That's coming from a guy who wears many different hats, literally. My dude.
Oh man, are you guys having fun? I'm having fun. I always have fun on these things.
I know.
When you're talking to you guys, I feel like you guys are all friends and family at this point. You guys might know so much more about us than we know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we just give you guys the raw edit. We don't record this stuff and then go and upload it later. That's why if you go to our YouTube, there's nothing in the in the videos tab. It's all in the lives because everything that we do is live. Isn't that unique? How many other people do you know do that? I don't know any people that do that. Who knows? Man, I feel like washed out a little bit. It's the first time I ever felt that way.
Oh man. Let's see what else. Good, bad, and the ugly.
Most of
Anything ugly?
everything else was ugly, man. Ugly.
Anything ugly happened this week? I wouldn't really say ugly. I would say more like the good, the bad, and the
I got one.
unseen.
I got one.
All right.
Following that call with Carrie, this seems to happen every time, but I love it. I love it. We had her. The initial call was to kind of just look at this underwriting. Hey, we're about to. I think we already sent an LOI. Hey, we sent an LOI on this property. And I didn't coordinate the call, actually, guys. One of our team members, if you guys have been following us for a while, y'all know that we were at one point reaching out or trying to start a team. We were trying to start a team that works closely with us. We call it the $1 Million Acquisition Team. And they are on fire, guys. They are crushing it. We've been kind of silent about it, but they have been doing such a great job. We've already sent out multiple LOIs. We've been underwriting deals like mad crazy people. So I'm super excited for what this team is doing. But with the reason I'm saying that is because one of the team members, Max, actually set up the call with Carrie, took the initiative and did it. All I had to do was say, hey, I want to be on that call. And it was such a great idea. Super, super shout out to you, Max. Phenomenal idea. We all learned so much information in there. And one of the things that happened, and it tends to keep happening, is the deal that we were looking at or potentially working forward. Hey, she said, hey, the underwriting looks good. Everything there is solid. The deal looks good in this aspect. But she went one step further, and this is what she kind of went in depth with us on, is on top of doing a market analysis for the overall market, she did what's called, I think she called it a neighborhood scout.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is she dug even deeper into that specific neighborhood, that sub-market, where it's at, and the surrounding cities. And unfortunately, the feedback was that this is borderline becoming a Class D neighborhood. And the reason was just because of the income in that area. Out of the area, I'm in Houston for a long time. I have some live in the area. Actually, Kate lived in that specific area, like maybe 10 minutes. Oh,
hey, Joseph, your internet's cutting off here and there.
There we go. Most likely is not because that specific submarket was 100% multifamily. And one of the feedback she gave was that her partners like having 100% multifamily, but for her personally, she's had bad experience with it. And she would rather them be like a 50-50 or a good mix of them. Just because one of her reasonings was, if the competitor in that same market, if they decide to do some crazy special, then that's going to directly affect your tenants, because they're going to see that property right across from you, or potentially tenants that are leaving, like they're at your property and they're leaving for the day to go to work. They see the special, like, oh, hey, let me go check that out. And they can go and get rents for $200 cheaper or whatever it is. That could totally kill your occupancy rate unless you compete with that special and do the same special or something similar. I totally understand what she was saying about that. And there was a couple other things, about the median income in that direct area and some other things. And everything she said is absolutely true. Based on what I know about the area, I mean, it's a very strong market as far as doing fix and flips and rentals. So I thought it'd be really good for the multifamily as well. But with that added insight, definitely makes me look a little bit differently. So I'm not necessarily opposed to submitting the LOI and just kind of seeing where we're at, and then maybe just doing a lower or counter. Say, hey, we changed our numbers a little bit. We dug deeper into it. This is our counter. Unfortunately, it dropped. I could totally see that working out, and then maybe the risk outweighs the reward outweighs the risk in that regard. Then it'd be a little bit more appealing to take a look at. And I see, Max, another tidbit that we learned was the school ratings. The school ratings are super important as well. So anything less than a 3, not super hot. You're looking for a 5 or more. So that was just another tidbit that we had learned, and and she apologized. She sent me a text after. She said, "I'm sorry for raining on your parade," and I'm like, what are you talking about? I mean, I had a great time. She's like, go check the email, and in the email gave me a huge rundown of why that property just isn't a fit for her. And I was like, damn. I texted her back. I was like, now I understand what you're talking about. Thanks a lot. No, but I absolutely adore Carrie. She's amazing. And the feedback that we get every time, like, I'm okay. You can crap on my parade all day because I learn so much every single time.
Exactly.
I will never be offended or upset about well-intended criticism or feedback.
Exactly.
Never.
I'd rather get that feedback early, and so that we know what we're getting ourselves into before we get ourselves into it, and then it's too late.
Exactly. And I mean, that's on the Tennessee deal. That was how we learned. We got destroyed. We got destroyed by so many people with well-intended feedback and criticism. Oh man, we got destroyed.
Guys, just that process, like I got yelled at by an attorney.
Yeah, this is true. I can confirm.
And these guys call me Rico Suave. I was not able to do Rico Suave on that attorney. He yelled at me out the jump. So we definitely got destroyed, but we learned a lot. We did. We learned a lot.
100%. 100%. Man, we learn so much, and every deal that we do, I feel like we just get so much better. We get 50% better every time.
Oh, look, Darth Jader. Had no idea that some complexes built vents into the attics and not outside. Funny you mentioned that. We'll touch up on that later on our case study.
Yeah, that was another thing that Carrie had mentioned. It was yeah, it's let's just say we learned that one too, but it was not in that meeting. Super funny. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Max, the bomb ass underwriter. I love it. Saving us from any bad deals. Hell yeah. So take that, Max. And Max was the one that underwrote that deal, and he got strong confirmation that it was good, not only from within the team, but outside the team. So it is always nice to get that feedback, especially when it's unexpected. It's really cool to get that.
Yeah, and we do the same. Like once we start getting into, the weeds of it and it the deal starts looking good in the underwriting, we go out and seek a third party or professional opinion from another underwriter just to make sure that we're covered as well. So, it's completely normal to go, and I would say go and get another two, three more opinions on the property or the underwriting or whatever from someone that is doing deals and that that is going to help you, because this I like this what Mark had said. Absolutely. Early feedback is crucial and key elements of the process. 100%, brother. That's exactly what we do on our deals before we get into it. So, yeah, I agree with that.
Definitely. And even Carrie said that that's what she does. She said, I went and paid for a professional underwriter to underwrite some of our deals, and I just wanted to be confident. It's like it was totally worth getting it double checked.
Exactly.
I see Joel's in the house.
What's up, Joel?
Joel said, so would you prefer if we don't know an angle for a bit of underwriting? So you just go directly to the buyer if wholesale and then submit an LOI. It sounds like he's saying if we don't know how to underwrite, do we just bring it to the buyer? Is what I'm getting from the conversation.
You can leverage the buyer. I mean, you can
Yeah,
sit down
I
with them
wouldn't.
and ask them like, hey, what do you think? Where should I be at? What would make this deal work for you? That's
Yeah,
what I would do if I don't know the
exactly.
underwriting, right? Just, hey, bro, I don't know the underwriting, but this looks like a deal I'm talking to the seller, where should I be at in order for this deal to work for you? And then I can go back and negotiate with the seller. That's what you
Exactly.
can do to leverage it if you don't know the underwriting.
Exactly. Because if you just go directly to them and give them everything, then what's your leverage?
Mhm.
What are you essentially bringing to the table? Because now you're not bringing a deal that you're wholesaling, you're bringing a lead. And you know how Pace teaches that. Hey, if you're bringing me a deal, you're going to get paid for a deal. If you're bringing me a lead, then you're going to get paid for a lead. It's going to be a referral fee. Same concept.
Yep.
Why would they go and pay 0.5%, 1% of the total purchase price to go do all the work themselves? You know what I mean? So you definitely want to keep that in mind for sure.
Yeah. Before we go to the next question, I just want to mention that if you guys are not signed up for the Zoom today at 12 p.m. CST, the link is at the bottom of your screen, zoom.milliondollarupside.com, and we're going to go over part 4 of the series, guys. Part 4 of the series is going to cover the property walkthrough. A lot of the things that we're talking about kind of surface level right now, we're going to dig deeper a little bit into that and kind of the things that we learned a little bit yesterday from Carrie, but at a higher level. We won't get too deep into it, but we are going to show you some of the questions that you should be asking when you go through your property walkthrough, and it's going to just go in what we call like our business model chronological order and the things that we do, right? So this is part 4 of the walkthrough. You guys don't want to miss it, man. This is going to be a good one. There's going to be a lot of good nuggets, especially if you've never done a walkthrough before and you're maybe in that phase where maybe I should go walk the property, or maybe I want to go get more experience. You're going to be in this call, you're going to learn so many things that you should ask during the property walkthrough. So it's going to be good, guys. Sign up for that. The link is at the bottom, zoom.milliondollarupside.com. You don't want to miss it. It's at 12 p.m. CST today.
Man, I just realized that we are setting you guys up for success in regards to property walkthroughs. That's freaking 2 videos this week just on that. You guys are going to be set for sure. And I feel like, oh no, I did property management this week, but I know I've done a property walkthrough video before.
Yeah, you have. It's on.
Okay.
I think it's on
That's why I was
YouTube.
thinking that.
Yeah.
So they're there. They're there. All right, good stuff. Oh, I love this comment from Tiffany. She said, it's quite encouraging to hear that you can reach out to people to make sure you are underwriting correctly.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. You could always double check anything that you have. And there's multiple mentorships or groups or things you can be a part of that you're paying like a monthly or an annual fee or subscription, whatever you want to call it, to be able to do exactly that and go to their people and say, hey, I've got this deal. What do I need to do differently? How does it look? Is it a deal? That type of stuff. You can go to those people. I know Oscar is a part of a group just like that. And I know Carrie's part of a group just like that. You know, we have those are definitely resources out there that you can use, utilize
But
to.
I will add this because you said it. It's groups that you're part of, but we pay for those groups typically.
Yeah, it don't expect to get that stuff for free.
Exactly. Don't expect to get it free, especially from someone who's doing deals. They're a higher level, they're business people, they're performing at a, multimillionaire level and higher. These people, they're busy. Their time is super valuable. That's the most valuable thing that they have is their time. So we pay for those groups to be in those groups. So I'm not getting this information for free. I'm paying for it. So whenever I go in there, I make sure I was like, hey, I'll go in there and obviously ask the question. What does underwriting look like? I mean, we have our underwriting. What do you think? Give me feedback. Boom. But I just wanted to touch up on that because I saw another video about somebody mentioning something about that yesterday. How if you're going and asking people who are performing at a higher level than you, have experience, and you want to talk to them, we pay for that stuff, guys. We 100% pay for their time. So we don't go out there and get it for free. Even if you're going to go seek professional underwriting, they're going to want some sort of fee, or typically, you pay for that. So just keep that in mind, okay? When you're going forward, it is a cost that you invest in yourself, but the learning that you get from it is 10 times more than anything else that you can get anywhere else. Just FYI.
And the reason that learning is so great is because it's real life actionable steps that you can do. It's not just hypothetical. Hey, we're talking about a scenario, a hypothetical scenario. No, you're talking about a deal that you're actively working on, looking at. That's where the real money is made as far as the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned so much, and all the stuff that we've been screwing up along the way, we learn how to fix it and make it better. And that just makes us better.
Exactly.
Hang on. I saw, oh, there we go. Boom. Joel, the VIPs in the house. He's talking about Max and Jada.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. He agrees with Tiffany. Dream work is teamwork. Yep. I love it. Oh. Not opposed for paying for education. Oh, I know you have, Tiffany. I know you have. She was talking to KJ last night.
Tiffany's a rock star.
She is a rock star. Man, I might as well just go up over to Virginia anyways.
Virginia, and then hop in a car and drive over to Utah.
Yep. Oh well, it's not in the same general direction. I might as well drive back home. Save that one for another trip. Sorry, Sean. Oh man. What else, Oscar? I know that we've gone over so much stuff, and
no, I think that's pretty much it. I think like I was saying to you guys earlier, you guys we put this series on that we're doing every Friday, the multifamily acquisition to closing series that we're doing now. And really, I think that's going to help a lot of people understand our business model, our processes, and how we get a deal from A to C for closing, right? And I think if you're plugged into those Zooms, that's very valid, because we wish we'd have had a roadmap like that when we started out. We didn't know what the process looked like at all.
Not
The
at
reason
all.
we put that process together so that you guys have a roadmap of where you should go step by step, right? We did part 1, 2, 3, and then we're doing 4 today. And then we still have a few other ones in the pipeline for you guys. But I think those are extremely valuable for some of you guys who are starting off, or even if you're doing some of the stuff now, and we're always open to feedback, right? Because we have people like Carrie who are in there, and, other people in the past who have showed us the way. So, those are things that we are doing now for you guys so that you guys have a roadmap of what to do based on our business model, right? Again, I'll stress this again. There's many ways to do a deal, but that's the way that works for us in our business model. So if you guys are looking to do a deal and you just don't know where to start, I would encourage you to start there, is go through the series with us. We're doing part 4 today. And like what Joseph said, after this, we're going to go ahead and give access to those previous recordings so that you guys can get started and learn the process so you can get to that eventually to the closing table. So I just wanted to say that. That's it.
Hell yeah. And while you were saying that, I saw Sean's comment. I don't mean to take away from that, but I thought it was funny. He said, "I know where I stand now." Sorry, bro. Let's just be realistic about it. That was a long drive.
Hey, I didn't say it, okay?
Let me just put this in perspective. I had just moved from Arizona in September. It was a 16 and a half hour drive, and I'm over driving. Like a week after that, we did a 12-hour drive to Tennessee and then 12 hours back 3 days later. So like I'm just done with driving for like the next 10 years, to be honest with you. So, but I love you, bro. I love you, man. It's not about that. But for real, guys, what Oscar just said, we wish we had something like this back then. Like for real, we really did. And as many times as we asked, hey, what's the next step of the process? What do we need to do? The feedback we were always given was just go find a deal. Just go find a deal and then we'll talk about it. Just go find a deal, figure out if it makes sense, and then let's do the next steps. That's what everybody told us all the time. Nobody was like, okay, you're going to do this, then you're going to do this, then you're going to do this, then you're going to do this. You know, people wanted to see that we were taking the action. They wanted to see that they weren't wasting their time by just dealing with hypotheticals, right? What if we asked all that and then never did anything with it? That person would have wasted valuable time of theirs. So I understand why, but it's also like, man, they should have just told us because we could have had some deals a lot faster.
Yeah.
So we were in those shoes less than a year ago. So we get it. That's why we're doing that stuff.
Yep.
Anything else, Oscar?
That's it, man. I think I'm good to go.
Okay. Then with that being said, guys, we are super happy to be here. And I'm going to hit you guys with this dope outro. Bye, guys.